Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you for joining us once again. And as we always like to start, in the spirit of kindness, honor, and respect, we have got to bring kindness and honor and respect back into our worlds. And we hope as you participate and listen to us chat, that you will be kind in your comments.
Yes, thanks a lot, Gloria. Thank you everyone for joining us for another one of our chats. And we just want to remind you before we get going, please hit that thumb icon if you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats.
Whee!
Let's get right into it. So
All
today we're drinking a new one. It's from Tazo, Apricot Vanilla Cream, and it says get swept away in a white tea blend. I haven't had white tea in such a long time.
I know. I thought it would be different.
Yeah, a white tea blend with notes of fragrant apricot and Tahitian vanilla.
Yes.
And the ingredients are, where are the ingredients?
It's just white. It's right here, sorry. See?
Oh,
It's just white tea.
Ingredients, white tea, natural flavors. Okay.
Yeah, it says that when you drink it, you should feel like you want to get on a plane and go to Tahiti.
Okay.
And I'm like, let's
We'll
check
see.
that out.
We'll see. But I wish, well, if this is apricot vanilla cream, where is the apricot and where is the vanilla?
I know.
So,
It smells very good.
so
but-
we like to do reviews of different teas,
Yes.
and we give our honest opinions, whether they're good or bad. So we will
Yes.
tell you whether it's good. Doesn't mean just because it's a brand name that's going to be good.
Absolutely.
So we've had it seeping a little bit. It did smell really good when we took it out from the packet it was in.
Yes.
The tea bag smelled good. Smells creamy.
Oh my God, it smells like apricot.
Yeah. So
Cheers.
Cheers. There you
Cheers.
go. It smells creamy, but it's very light.
Very light.
mild. I don't have much. I mean, it smelled really good when we took it out, the actual packet. I mean, the tea bag. But
It's very light. I mean, what you're getting is the smell, but when it comes to the taste, not so much.
It is a slight creamy taste to it,
but it's
but
just
not too strong on the apricot part. But it's okay.
we like to try different ones, and so we tried this one. And if you've tried it and you'd like to share your feedback, please comment below.
And what you thought, because we
Yes.
think it's so.
It's very mild. I mean, I could take this and add a little white wine to it and make it into a spritzer, some apricot wine, and it would be off the chain.
Or I could take it and put a few drops of essential oil in it.
There you go. So we have the alcoholic and the non-alcoholic version. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the whole human race, the whole planet Earth. We are going through some very, very, very difficult times right now. And we just want to constantly remind everyone that we have to get back to love and kindness. We have to do our parts to support each other as well as support Mother Earth. That's important. So over the weekend, we did an event, an outdoor event. It was called the Minority Mental Wellness Resource Fair. It was held at Hellier Park in San Jose, California. And it was so challenging because, what is that old rule? When no matter how you plan, what happens. So we thought it was going to be a nice day. Oh my God, it was so hot. It was like 98 degrees in our booth and inside the car at the end of the event.
100 degrees.
126 degrees. We had to
Yeah.
open the car, turn on the air conditioner. It was very
the
hot.
humidity that made it worse, and there
Yes.
wasn't much wind.
No, that's why it was very hot, is we didn't have a lot of wind. So today, and then some of our upcoming chats, we're going to share with you some of the co-vendors that we met. And today, we're going to talk about Nirvana Soul.
Yes,
Doesn't
they
that just sound
provided.
good?
It does. It's a very nice name. They provided the coffee for us that kept us going, energized.
Yes.
They had, it was very clever of them. They did cold brew
Yes.
as well as regular hot coffee, but I don't
Yes.
know how many people ordered the
Okay.
hot coffee.
I think everyone was on the cold brew, and they had amazing flavors like lavender lemonade coffee with syrup and honey for sweeteners. So they gave you, different options to sweeten it. We actually tried our coffee with oat milk because it had a little bit of sugar in it, but it wasn't a very high volume of sugar.
Yeah, and I wanted to support them because I like them a lot.
Yes.
They have 2 locations, one in downtown San Jose, and one in Cupertino.
Yes.
So if you're interested in trying out, it is minority owned,
Yes.
African American,
Yes.
and they do offer a lot of different other options. Like when you go to some
Yeah.
coffee houses, they just do the usual
Yeah,
lattes,
coffee,
cappuccinos,
yeah.
Americanos, blah
Right.
blah. This coffee house, like Gloria said, they do different styles of drinks, different flavors. They do one that's got banana chai or something
Yes,
like that. They do
yes.
one called the Golden Gate or something.
Yes, yes.
So-
Lots of different things. And we want to give a shout out to Letty and to E. Hi, girls.
Hi, they're the ones that
Hi.
actually were there when we went to get our coffees,
Yes,
and they were nice enough to come by our booth
yes,
and check us out.
Yes.
And they are so adorable, these
Yes.
2 ladies. So if you go to Nirvana Soul, the one in Cupertino, ask for Letty or E, like
Yes.
the letter
E.
Yes, they are so cute, amazing, young, and just very, very energetic.
Absolutely. And very positive thinking, which I was very impressed
Yes.
with.
And I have to say one quick thing. I went there a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they offer food as well there. So not only coffee drinks, but food. And they do waffles, and they make them from
Ooh.
scratch. So when I went
Ooh.
there, I did, because I really loved that smell. I had to
Yeah.
get one, and it was very good.
Well, we're planning upcoming one day to go and hang out with the girls. They said we could actually do our little Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea there live. So you just keep watching, and one day we will be there in person.
Yes, we will.
I love it. So I'm very, very, very excited to know that Jamie Foxx is, we kept hearing he was recovering, he was recovering.
Yes.
He's actually speaking out, and Jamie, he's not saying what happened. He said he went to hell and back.
Yeah.
He
I'm
said
surprised.
that he did not want anyone to see him with all the tubes. So that lets you know he was really sick, because he said he had tubes everywhere. He's feeling better. He's back to working, and he just, as part of his privacy, he decided he didn't want people to know. And just to let us all know that Jamie was back, he said that there was a rumor that he was blind. And so he moved his eyeballs, because he can do that. He did Ray Charles, the movie Ray, and he pretended to be blind. And he can make his eyeballs go in.
Go in and out.
And so he did that. So his humor is still intact. Jamie, we are so happy that you're doing better, and welcome back.
He did look, I did observe that he did look like he lost a bit of weight.
Oh, he's lost quite a bit of weight.
Yes.
He's very thin. However, he looked good. His
He's
pigment,
still Jamie, and he's
Yes.
still got the sense of humor.
Yes, but you can definitely see the weight loss, because they kept showing these pictures of him while he's talking, and I'm like, look at his face. His face is very, very narrow.
Yes.
So we're going to keep watching you, Jamie, because we love you. Do you know Sinéad O'Conner?
Sinead
Sinead O'Conner?
Do you remember her from the 80s?
Yes, the music?
Yes, you probably know that song called Nothing Compares to You.
Yes.
Do you remember that one? Can't sing it, but Nothing Compared to You, what brought her to fame, and she became because she's Irish, and
Yes.
she became an international star in the US.
Right.
So once you cross over the pond to the US and you've hit,
Right.
you're a big star right there. She passed away, and what's really sad is that last year her 17-year-old son, January 2022, he
Right.
also passed away.
Yes.
And I did some more research because I had no idea she even had a son.
Right.
This is not really following, what she does
Her
every day.
career.
Her career, but her son was some reason he was traumatized on a suicide watch list. And obviously he did pass away last year. But you know what, Sinead O'Conner, I keep saying Shania Twain, but it's not. It's Sinead O'Conner.
Right.
She said, this is her words, "I've decided to follow my son. There's no point in living without him." So she cancelled all her tours that year, last year, until the end of the year. And this is her words that she said. So it goes to show, I think that she probably was just really missing him. So she probably decided to end her life.
She was just very, very sad. And, you know, I think when people make up their minds that they're done, because I've had the experience of being in the room with someone and, you know, the doctor's telling me, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that, and we don't know why. And I'm like, because they're done.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've had to say, stop, just stop. Just turn off the alarms, because we don't want to hear all of that. But just let the person go to sleep.
Right, right.
So, you know, all we can say is you got your wish, you're reconnected with your child.
We hope that you're happy and living a really fulfilled life with your son.
Yes. Last week we were talking about Powerball, and someone won and no one has come to claim the money yet. And I've had people say, well, what are they waiting for? And I'm like, you need a trust attorney. You got to build a trust. You got to set this money up. I mean, when you win over $1 billion, it's not like it's not like a $20 scratcher where you may win $100. That's a lot of money. And people that you don't know are going to come out the woodwork. And they talk a lot about how you have to like think about it. If I won the lottery, I would take the ticket and sign it and put it in a safety deposit box. I mean, you got a year to claim it.
Well, you never know.
And I would get my stuff together before I did that.
Well, I'm thinking it could be another reason. The person may not even know they have the ticket that's the winning ticket.
Well, the owner of the store thinks it's his regular guy who buys $200 worth of tickets at a time.
Oh, wow.
So he has a regular person, and he hasn't seen him since the winning was announced. But the thing is, you know, he could have just been somebody who was thinking, I could win a couple of $1 million, had no idea this was going to happen, because this changes your life. Today, you can get up, you walk outside, nothing. If people know you've got 900, well, I think they said the cash out is somewhere around $558 million. You can't just go to Denny's and have a cup of coffee.
And I don't like the fact, we've mentioned this before, that you cannot claim your winnings anonymously.
In California.
In California, like you can in a lot of other states and countries. They've done that. So that's kind of sad. I don't know why. I mean, what is the reason why we can't do that?
I mean, I don't understand either. And the other thing is that, remember, we told you there were two. There was the Powerball, which is one, and then the other one is the Mega Millions. Now, Mega was last night, and it was 846 million. Nobody won. So Friday, it'll roll again, and it'll be 910 million. Wow. That's a lot of money.
Wow, that's a lot.
So, do you play? Or do you think it's like, why am I giving my money away when they say it's, 1 in 23 million that you could win?
Well, the guy that probably they're thinking that won this Powerball, the $1 billion one, he's the regular, you said. They're thinking it's the regular. Look, he plays every week and he plays $200. Mm-hmm. You've got to have excess of money to be able to do that every week. That can add up.
So he's made a good investment toward the winning, and hopefully he kept all of his tickets to offset his winning. Now, granted, it's not going to take away, but it might take away $100,000 over so many years of him playing that. But we'll find out. And good luck to everyone that's continuing to play with Mega Millions. So Harry Styles, we were talking about him last week because some unnice person threw something at him and hit him. However, he just wrapped up a 2-year tour, and it was called the Love On Tour. I love that, Love On Tour. And in 2 years, that tour racked in $600 million. That just boggles my brain, because I think about like going to see Earth, Wind, and Fire or The Temptations and, Marvin Gaye, Al Green. And they did not make no $600 million, let me tell you, back in the day, because their tickets were very reasonable. But tickets today are $300 in the nosebleed. And, on one hand, you think, wow, that's expensive. He actually sat down on the stage and he became very emotional. And he thanked the people that were there for supporting him. And he was just so great, just so graceful. So, Harry, great job. And your fans loved it. And I know the 2 years is done. What are you going to do next? We're looking forward to seeing what you're going to do next.
And Taylor Swift is coming
this
weekend.
And they're already telling people, don't be anywhere around Levi Stadium, which I am close to. So I am going to be booking out of town early because people are going to be on the roads trying to get to see her.
I won't even be here in the Bay Area. I'm jet setting off to Vegas.
Woohoo!
I'll be
what
gone.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Gone for 4 days.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. I'm jealous. Except I'm jealous on one hand, but it's hot there right now, so I'm not jealous of that.
It is hot.
But
I'll be by the pool.
It'll be fun.
Yes.
I love it. So we talked to you about, they had put together a compilation of the Barbie movie and the Oppenheimer movie, and it was called Bobbiheimer. Well, they both dropped last Friday. Barbie did really, really well.
I'm so excited to be watching that.
She did 155 million for Barbie, and it's a female director, so
yay!
I love that. And Oppenheimer did 80 million. So, Tom Cruise started this. He always wants to bring the trend to bring people back into the theaters.
Yes.
And when he dropped his movie, everybody was like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be any good. It was great. And
the Mission Impossible, it was great. That was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's right, almost 3 hours.
Oppenheimer is 3 hours.
Oh my God.
So be aware.
And some people did the doubles. They did Barbie and then they did Oppenheimer.
Or Oppenheimer and Barbie. I don't know if I could go from Barbie to Oppenheimer. That's kind of like,
Oppenheimer's kind of deep.
It's very deep because I went to watch it. So knowing what I know, I'd rather done Oppenheimer and then finish with Barbie. I love that.
So how would you do it? Comment below. Let us know what you're doing out there.
And if you've gone to see it, what did you think? Because I haven't gone. I'm going to go and see it on Monday in Vegas.
Woohoo!
Me and my girlfriends decided.
I heard that. So a little bit of sad news happened on last Thursday. Bill Getty, he and Barbara Walters were the co-directors / producers of The View. He passed away last Thursday. And it was just really, really sad because when he was there, they used to have him do some of the craziest things, and the girls actually got to talk about it. So it was Whoopi, Sarah, Anna, Sunny, and
Joy.
No, Joy wasn't there.
Joy wasn't there?
Alyssa, what is her name?
Alyssa.
Yeah, and they were talking, and they invited Sherry Shepherd to come back. And so Sherry talked about, like when he put people at the table, like Sunny, when they did an interview with her, they had other lawyers. And so Sunny, she was like just doing this, listening to them because she was waiting for the proper time for her to speak. And Bill called her down and he's like, what are you doing? You watching a ping pong game? What are you doing? He goes, I want you to speak. I want to hear your opinion. And they all said that he would call them out. It's like, what are you doing? If I have 4 women sitting at the table, 25% of the time I want you talking. So even though we think that they're sometimes they talk over each other, that was something that he wanted.
That's good because what happened over time was that when Whoopi took over Barbara Walters' position at the head table, what I really liked was she would start the topic and then she'll go, so Joy, what do you think?
Right.
Or Sarah, what are your thoughts? Or whoever, Sunny,
right.
I know that this and this and this, can you tell me this?
Right.
So Whoopi was the one that actually was kind of starting each person off so that they could have their little say and their opinions heard, which is what I really like.
Right. And They even talked about, somebody said, well, Bill is the one that fired Joy, and Whoopi went, no, he didn't. So we found out that it was one of the producers that terminated Joy, and then they had to eat a little crow to get her to come back, because they needed her to come back. So, The View would not be The View without Barbara Walters and without Bill Getty. So, we lost her in December, and we just lost him now. The members of the View panel were, as you can imagine, were sad. So our thoughts and prayers are with you all and with Bill's family. My brain is going, don't need no satisfaction. That's all I can say, because I don't want to be charged for it. Mick Jagger turns 80. The Rolling Stones have been performing for 60 years. Can you imagine?
Wow.
And one of the things I love about Mick, because, he dances on stage. He gets his groove on. That's what he does for exercise. And that's what I like to do for exercise. I love to dance.
That's what I say. The easiest form of exercise is to put on your best music that you like, a compilation, and dance to it.
Yes.
And you can even go on YouTube and find music and dance to that.
Yes. My husband found me a Michael Jackson 5 compilation. And it is just like, it's got Beat It, and it's like the way you do the things you do. It is just so upbeat. It starts out kind of slow, and then it pumps it up. But that's what I love to do. I used to wear, pre-COVID and stuff, when I go to the gym, I'd put my earplugs in, and I would just be jamming. I'd let go of the pole, and one time one of the kids came by. He's like, Mrs. Williams. And I was like, I'm good. He goes, hands, at least one hand, and I had to put the little heart monitor thing. But, I just think it's a great form of exercise.
It really is.
And you feel so much better. It takes away the slug. At least for me, it does. Alrighty now, Bachelorette. Did you watch? Bachelor Nation, what do you think? I tell you, there was a part that I was watching. I had a couple of, oh my God, moments, when Sean started getting upset about the fact that all these boys were still around and why he had never gotten a one-on-one date. Now, to me, that just says I'm she likes me, but not like that. I'm cool. But he kept pushing. He decided he was going to go down and talk to girlfriend. It's like, why are you doing this? I want to take you home and introduce you to my family. I wouldn't be taking you if I didn't have feelings for you. Sweetheart, all of the men have feelings for her, and you can see it. And I was just like, what'd you think?
Well, there's a lot to be said when you are one of the people that do a 2-on-1 with the Bachelor or Bachelorette, because you know that she's undecided between both of them.
Right.
And neither of them are front runners because they're 2-on-1 with her.
Right.
So,
and typically, one person gets the rose and one person goes home.
Right. So that's what all along Sean got annoyed because he knew this is great. One of us is going to go home and one of us is going to get the rose.
Yeah.
But little did they know that she couldn't decide.
No.
So neither of them got the rose. And he got even more upset.
Yeah.
I don't know I forget the name of the other guy.
What is his name?
Is it Trent or something? Or what was his name?
I think it was like that.
Yeah, he
was a nice guy, but he was just kind of like he was like
no
a part of the scenery.
Yeah. No personality for me. I'm sorry. If you can go on a date and not say anything, and then you talk about the other guy, Sean, like he's really into her, but this and that, he needs to step up his game if he wants to match Sean. But I think Sean was premature in going. I don't think he should have gone to her room.
I don't either. And
said his piece, because she right there and then said, I don't think I can get to where you want me to get to. So
especially seeing how she's interacting with Dalton and with Joey. I think those are the two that she has the most connection with. I think Aaron's going to eventually get his feelings hurt really bad.
I think Aaron is not going to be the top runner.
And Xavier, he's a nice guy also. But Dalton, when they were walking in the streets of New Orleans, oh my God, I wanted to go. Oh, I'm like, I want to go home.
Your
When they got on the Mississippi Riverboat, I was like, I want to go home.
Oh my God. Well, next time we're going to go together.
Yes.
And you can show me around since you're from there.
And then they showed Bourbon Street, and I mean, it is just.
I've only been there one time years and years ago, and I want to go back.
Yes. So that to me, when they did the, I think it's called the Cajun Walk, where you walk through town and you're supposed to be racing, but nobody really worries
and
about
they give
racing.
you alcohol
They
or
give
something.
they give you beer,
Yeah.
or you can have like a little wine or a little spritzer. Do not drink the Hurricanes.
Oh my
Especially
God,
not on
I
an empty
had the
stomach.
Hurricane one. The very first time I went, well, I've only been one time. I said, okay, I'll have a Hurricane. I drank that. I was out. We couldn't even go out we were meant to go out to dinner after that.
Right.
I said, forget it. I need to go back to the room. I was so sick.
And the other thing with the hurricane, when you're in New Orleans, what happens is, say, you have your cocktail and you're drinking and it's about halfway full. Typically you just, put your glass down and leave. Oh, no. They take a plastic cup, they take your glass, they pour your drink in and they give it to you. Because you can walk outside and drink. And I mean, it is just.
Well, I've seen them where they have those big old ones with the long straws.
Yes.
And they put Hurricane in that, forget it.
You're done. So when I saw the two of them walking down the streets and just dancing, the casualness, I actually think Charity is falling in love with both of them. And I don't know how she's going to make up her mind.
She's going to have a very hard decision to make.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to boil down to the families when they go back to hometowns.
Yes. Because
How
the
she feels
father,
with families.
her daddy does not look like he's going to play.
Yeah.
And her mom definitely does not play. So these young men are going to be called out.
Yes.
So we don't know what's going to happen, but hometown visits are coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited to see
I
how
can-
they react. They did show a little bit of what snippet of coming, and I'm excited because it's very tense.
Yes. And,
But they always show you what they want to show you.
yeah,
so
because
you
they
never
want to
know.
hook us in
Right,
for the next
right.
time. So, we've been talking to you a little bit about the writer's strike. No, this is the first time we're talking about it. We've been talking about the writer's strike
Talking about them.
for weeks. And because this happened in May when the writers went on strike. And, the nighttime shows and some of the daytime shows started going into reruns. A lot of them, like Sherry hasn't been on
Right, all the talk
live.
shows.
Yes.
You usually get Jimmy Kimmel,
Right.
Jimmy Fallon.
They've been
all of
like
them.
reruns.
Right.
So last week, no, it's about a week and a half now, the actors decided to join the writers.
Yes, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees.
Yes. So now we have the writers, we have the actors, and the international stage.
So it's 3 sets
Now
of
the
organizations.
stage apparently came to some workable condition. So the lights are not going to go dark on Broadway. However, I wanted to figure out what is the deal with this. So I found out that the reason that they decided to do this is that there are, in the past you had television, you had movies, and the actors, and they call them all actors now instead of actors and actresses, they're actors, would be compensated according to their participation. A lot of the people that are on these picket lines do not make enough money to live on. These studios are making billions of dollars, and these people have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to take care of their families. Okay, that's like ding number 1. I'm like, okay, that's not nice. So the strike, the major demand of the strike is higher compensation. The median weekly writer/producer, their actual paychecks have declined 23% over the last decade. And that's adjusting for inflation. So it could even be higher when you add in all our recent inflation numbers.
Right, yeah.
So wages have been falling in the last few years, and the streaming profits are going through the roof. So they're taking, say for example, the Cosby Show, and they put it on streaming, and the streamers are making big bucks from the show being repeated, but the writers are not making money from it being on streaming. It would only be if it was on regular TV. So I did a little bit more research. This is just one example. There's lots. There's a young lady, her name is Valentina Garza. She's a producer and writer, and she's worked on shows like Wednesday, the little Addams Family Girl.
Love that
Wednesday,
show.
Okay. Only Murder in the Building with Steve
wow,
Martin,
yeah.
okay. And what was the third one? Jane the Virgin. So these are really good shows. Because this is on streaming services, she got a residual check. And what that means is like when you do, say you do the talk, and the talk goes into syndication, and then they put it on a different channel and they run it, you get residual income. This is so bad. She got one check for 1 cent and one check for 2 cents for residual income, because it's on streaming and it's not on domestic.
But if it's on streaming, you still get commercials, don't you, throughout the shows, and the commercials pay.
Yeah, but apparently the stream owners are getting all the money, and they're not sharing the profits with the writers.
So
that's really bad.
Isn't there something like legal action that can be taken on that? Because residual, it's the same as anything. If you write a song and it gets played on any kind of entertainment module like TV, movie, whatever, you have to pay royalties for that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right?
But apparently the royalties are only going down to a certain level. It's not going to the writers. It's not going to the producers. So if I write the commercial or the jingle or whatever, I will only be like, say, I'll get compensated for the first time or the first 10 times. But if that, say it picks up traction. Like I love the commercial, it's a Budweiser commercial where the guy raises the Clydesdale and it's a pony, it's a baby, and then he puts it into the show and they take the thing off his head and the horse sees the man walking back to his truck and he goes running. If that was like on the Super Bowl, the writer would get like paid there. But then if they put it into rotation, the writer doesn't get any money.
Wow, did not know that.
So that's why they are willing to stay out as long as it takes. I'm like, and this is not the big one. So I'm very proud of the big A-listers because they've all just said, we're done. Until this is fixed, we're not going to work.
Right.
So it's a good thing it's summer. Nobody's really sitting at home watching television anyway. But that's what's going on. This is really, this is horrible. And, you know, I've heard like the president and CEO of Disney, who is all into this, saying that, you know, we're coming to the table and we're trying to have a workaround. I'm sorry. You cannot let people starve, and you should not want people living in Disneyland, Disney World area of Los Angeles and not be able to live where they work.
Right. It's crazy.
It's horrible.
That's crazy.
So,
I did not know that. Well, that's good that Gloria's shedding some light, because I didn't know like that's what it was. It went.
Yeah. And I mean, they have like documents that are online that if you Google, you know, what's up with the strike, they have like, it'll say this is what it is and this is what they want. But trust me, a lot of it is compensation. Because, I mean, if you are, say you're on Pinterest and you get 100 followers, when you hit 1,000, you could get like 33 cents. If you know, and they just send you a little check. You know, my little nephew got a check and he's like, I got a job. And I'm like, not really, but it was really cute. But imagine if you're doing that and you're constantly putting out great products and you get no compensation for it.
That does not make sense.
So we're going to stay on top of that and just, you know, keep an eye. Last week, we talked to you a little bit about Carly Russell, and she had seen a child walking on, like a toddler walking on the road. She called 911. Then they found her car, and the car was still running. They found all of her belongings in the car. They didn't find her. She was missing for 48 plus hours. I think it was 49. They find her, and she's just very traumatic. Of course, they did investigations, and people, be aware. Everybody has a camera. There are cameras in your cars. There are cameras at people's homes. In my neighborhood, the men in my neighborhood have their cameras hooked up. So when a car leaves one person's camera, it's immediately picked up by another. Don't say you did something and they are able to find out you didn't. So it looks like she never saw a child. She was never kidnapped. None of that ever happened. I don't know if it's mental illness related, but they're saying that, she's sorry for her actions. But trust me, they had all those police out hunting. There's going to be some consequences to those actions.
Well, I don't really even understand what was the reason why she wanted to lie and make this whole story up. I mean, to begin with, in the first place. I mean, who would go to the extent of doing this? I mean, because
young people in love with social media.
But it's not really like she's going to make any money off of this.
No.
So I don't really understand what the
meaning.
Like
name, fame kind of thing.
Well, no, it's all wrong because you'll get the name fame, but negative name fame.
Yeah.
So what is the reason for doing it?
There's a young man here in the Bay Area last Friday was having a mental situation, and he got on the San Rafael Bridge. It's a double-decker bridge. He got down on the bottom level, and they were trying to talk him off the ledge. The bridge was closed, that lower level, for 17 hours. That meant people were stuck out there. There's no bathrooms, there's no water, there's no food. So mental crisis is something that is definitely afoot in our country as well as other countries around the world. And, I hope that everything is going to turn out, and eventually we will learn that, Carly was, whatever's going on with her, she'll get the services that she needs, just like the young man that was attempting suicide will get the services that he needs.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody's aware LeBron James' son passed out with cardiac arrest. That's very shocking because he's a young athlete, and you think, well, what happened?
Yeah. He's only 18, right?
Yeah, he's a baby. He was doing a workout with his team at USC, and I was like, that's unusual because they're young, they're athletic.
Right.
However, there are underlying conditions that can just surface. And so one of the things that I found out is in July of 2022, there was a young man. He was a freshman center, and his name was Vince. And I mean, it's like Awugakawa. Okay, I'm not gonna do it again, Vince. I'm sorry, I apologize, but
who is it, Vince?
Huh? See, it's Awu. That's his name, Awu. Anyway, he also had a situation where he collapsed with cardiac arrest. So my only reason for bringing this up is that what is USC doing to these young men while they're practicing? Because they've been playing ball their entire life.
Well, you know what you have to do if you are someone that is working out a lot, very rigorously, like these basketball players.
Yes.
I'm coming from a health coach's experience. You have to feed them the right foods.
Yes.
You have to eat the right food.
And you have to hydrate.
Get those electrolytes in you and get the right foods, because what happens when you're exercising is that you're actually building up a lot of free radicals in your body, which is a fancy name for toxins.
Right.
And if you don't know how to reverse that or squelch those toxins, that becomes inflammation in your body.
Right.
And you know how hard they're working, these athletes. So
yes.
I hope they get, because they don't teach you anything about like nutrition.
Health and nutrition. It's all about getting the basket in the hoop.
Yeah, doing your best to get, into the whatever professional leagues, work your butt off, do whatever you need to score for your team and do the best you can.
So I know LeBron is going to be all over this, and I know LeBron's wife is really, I think her name is Cherie, is really going to be all over this, because wait a minute now, my child just passed out. What are you doing? So just be aware with all the heat and everything, and this just kind of ties in to our next topic, which is global warming. I cannot believe people still are not believing we have global warming. They're acting like, oh, well, the weather's, it's just a little bad. And I have friends and family all over the place who are going through extreme heat. So one of the things that I did is I was like, okay, let's look at some numbers, see if we share some information, and then you can share. So Las Vegas has been over 110 degrees for 18 days. Phoenix has been 110 degrees plus for 26 days. Tucson has been 100 plus degrees for 38 days. El Paso, Texas has been 100 plus degrees for 40 days.
Crazy.
And Miami has been 100 plus degrees for 45 days. And in fact, yesterday, today is Wednesday, Monday, in Florida, it was somewhere near the Florida Keys, the water was 104 degrees. That's like getting in a hot tub.
It's even hotter than a hot tub, isn't it?
Yeah, a hot tub is 101.
Yes.
So,
and could you imagine, you're there, it's very hot, you want to cool off, and you go into the water, and it's even hotter
yes,
than the weather. It's crazy.
You're like, okay, let me jump out of here. People, what is the true meaning of insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? We have got to slow our rolls. We have got to take care of the earth. This is where we live. All of this acting out and being bad and all the lying and all the deceit, it has got to stop, because Mother Earth will be fine. Humans, maybe not. And if you think, oh, what does she know? There used to be these bad boys called dinosaurs, and they were huge, humongous, and they're gone. So we have to slow down a little bit.
Exactly.
So we've been talking a little bit about, nutrition and good food versus bad food, like she was just saying about, young people going into the NBA and, just taking care of them and when they're at school. What do you think about cell-based chicken?
Cell-based chicken.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you heard of it? It's not something that many people have heard about, but did my research on this because it's an up-and-coming thing, and it's lab-grown chicken.
Yes.
Basically, that's what it is. And it's done in the U.S., only in the U.S. right now. And the USDA has authorized the sale of these lab-grown chickens
for two companies.
From two companies, and one is called Good Meat, and the other one is Upside Foods. And Upside Foods launched in 2015 in Memphis. And how it started, all started from the very beginning. A cardiologist turned food pioneer, which is very odd, turned food pioneer, came up with an idea while attempting to grow heart cells in vitro 10 years ago.
Right.
So this was 10 years ago. It's been a decade.
Right.
And it all started with a small sample of stem cell grown in temperature-controlled nutrient bath. And it's called in a biocreator. And it takes 2 weeks to reach harvestable size. Only takes 2 weeks, people.
Right.
My God, 2 weeks. That's really quick.
That's really quick.
And they say that it tastes like a chicken.
They say that the texture is a little different, but the taste is dead on.
It tastes like a chicken. They say that it's actually it's richer in taste and tastier than chicken.
Yes.
So we want to ask you, have you heard of this? And would you try it?
Would you eat it?
Would you eat it?
Yes.
Because,
comment below. Please comment below and let us know what you think.
Yeah, because the reason why they think of doing this is because, it's going to be in less supply, all our chickens and meats and things.
Yeah.
So
I told my husband we're going to start doing more vegetarian meals.
Yes. So as we said with global warming, like Gloria said, we always talk about it.
Yes.
One of the things that I talked about many chats ago was one of the things that you can do to reduce the carbon emission, the carbon footprint in this world,
right,
and stop the ozone layer and the global warming, is to reduce your intake in in animal products and up
Right.
your intake in
Fruits
plants,
and vegetables.
fruits and
Yeah.
vegetables. So I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to get a hold of this cell lab grown meat right now, but we don't know what's going to happen within the next few years.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to start hitting the shelves really, really fast. So, what you're going to do, we're giving you a heads up. So, think about it.
So, you heard it first here if you haven't already heard about it.
Absolutely. So, we always like to share a little tip with you. You know, as the makeup girl, I always talk about makeup, and Rosetta talks about health and just making you more conscious of what's going on, like we just did about the cell-based chicken. So for today, I wanted to share 5 documented benefits of using mineral makeup. Number 1, mineral makeup offers a built-in sunscreen. It's natural, it's inert. My products have titanium dioxide in it, and titanium dioxide reflects the light away, which keeps it off of your body, off your skin. So that's a good thing. Mineral makeup provides better coverage. When you use traditional makeup, sometimes it accentuates everything, and
it makes your wrinkles look even
bigger,
more accentuated than if you didn't have any makeup on.
Whereas minerals fill in and give you a nice, more even smooth look.
Right in that.
Mineral makeup provides longer wear and decreased signs of aging. You know, when I put my makeup on, I do it once a day. I don't have to go, oh, I have to touch it up.
That's why she looks like she is, because she's really 110.
That's right, baby, in disguise. Woo! 110 in doggy years. Woo, woo. So this is what you can get if you use minerals. You don't look your age. You age better, because the UVA and the UVB rays they're just bombarding you all day long. So minerals will help to slow that pace down. Mineral makeup formulas are for all skin types. So it doesn't matter what kind of skin you have, minerals will work. Especially when you have sensitive skin, minerals work really well.
Yes, they're the best actually.
Yes. And mineral makeup actually help to soothe sensitive skin, because if you're used to not being able to wear makeup because of your skin, minerals are more conducive to just it you know, I always tell you, I have dry minerals and I have wet minerals, and it creates like a molecular structure. And what it does, it allows your pores to breathe, yet it shields your skin from the environment. So that's my tip of the day, Rosetta.
My tip of the day is to do with connected with what we were talking about, all these new foods coming out today. We have this lab grown meats. We also have all these vegan versions of dairy, like vegan cheeses, plant-based this, plant-based that. Now, what do you know? Have you ever tried any of them? Because there's so many people that now are switching to become vegetarians, vegans. They have celiac, they're allergic to wheat, all these different, food preferences that people have, that companies are now wanting to accommodate them.
Right.
But I want to just let you know that just because you have plant-based cheeses, plant-based meats, please do your due diligence and read the ingredients. Yes. Just because it says plant-based cheese does not mean that it's healthier for you. Because I can tell you, the majority of them, I would say 90% of these plant-based companies out there, the so-called making these plant-based foods,
right,
you look at the ingredients, I would not eat them, because they are not something that is great for the body.
Right.
And we know that we don't want all this unhealthy ingredients in our body to build up toxins. So my tip of the day is read the ingredients and make sure you know what's going in these plant-based products, because a lot of times they actually take out something and put something else in, and it's not healthy.
Right.
So you be very careful of what goes in it. I mean, it's great. I love these companies, but you've got to do your homework.
Exactly.
Read the labels and ingredients. So that's my health nutrition tip of the day.
Excellent. So thank you very much for connecting with us again. We want you to know that we feel the love when we get to connect with you. We send it back to you, press down, running over. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, yes. And we've had our tea.
Yes.
Been drinking it, even though it's quite mild.
Very.
Yes.
Almost
So-
like colored water.
So we want to pose a question to you. Do you drink teas? Do you like teas? Do you make teas?
Yes.
Are you someone that offers teas? Like the Nirvana Soul, we're going to go there to their location in Cupertino
Yes.
and maybe try some teas.
Yes.
And we'll report back if you make teas, you sell teas, you have a cafe. Let us know in the comments because we'd love to try your teas and highlight you and put you in the spotlight in one of our
Yes.
future chats.
Yes.
So we want to thank you so much. And remember, if you like this video, please hit the thumb icon. We'd love that.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel because that allows us to make more videos and
Yes.
tells the algorithm that you're watching us and liking
Checking
us.
us out.
Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. And thank you so much. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.